You can go left to right, right to left, just move it all around and you can get some really bold brush strokes. In this video, I'm going to be sharing about how to translate your emotions into brush strokes. As artists, it's really important to just be as expressive as possible in your own way. Brushstrokes really speak, and that's how the collector or anyone viewing your art can really connect with your piece, because brushstrokes really say something and they totally reveal how you are feeling in that moment. Brushstrokes are very powerful. Everyone has their own unique way of doing them. You just gotta find how you love to put down the paint and how you wanna leave your brushstroke. I think it's also good in a painting to have variety and have some resting spots and then some that are really powerful and thick brushstrokes. I'm going to be showing you a few different examples of paintings that have really powerful brushstrokes and the different emotions that we get from them. This painting is one of my favorite landscapes. This is actually a piece that we're working on with some apprentices, and we have this whole decor line we're working on. So there's a whole series of these paintings. I just really love the expression in this. There's a lot of heavy palette knife on this painting, but it really works because if you look closely, there's some very smooth spots and some thin spots. And so that just makes this the focus. And if the whole painting were done this way, it would be a little bit too busy and too chaotic. And then the brush strokes don't really speak because it's all the same. So that's something to keep in mind, is you can really say something powerful if you have just a few spots with those heavy brush strokes and then you use the rest of the painting to kind of build up to that focal point. Here's another example. This is a collaboration Jake and I did together, and this has tons of different brush strokes and variety in the way that we lay down the paint. I really feel like these more fluid marks with the brush, they just give like this calming feeling or this beautiful like flow type feeling. And that's exactly what I wanted to say with the brush stroke, and I tried my best to just do it in kind of one sweep with the brush. These drips and just drips in general, I think in a painting also kind of give that flowing feeling. It's just like letting go. You have to let go of control when you have drips in a painting. You have to just trust that it's gonna look good, or you're just gonna let the paint do what it wants to do. All these just kind of expressive brush strokes in the skin tones just give it a more loose, effortless feeling. If you learn to just leave your brush strokes and kind of stack them going dark to light, then you can really achieve that effortless look instead of blending everything together. Some spots I wanted to be blended on purpose because I really wanted it to be that soft, glowing feeling. So now I'm just going to show you different ways to lay down the paint and how you can really speak with your brush strokes. So I'm just using acrylic. And every tool that you have, every brush will leave a different mark. These big brushes I like to do obviously like big bold brush strokes or drips, or they're also great for making a really soft blended area. If you want to have a lot of energy in your brush strokes, then I recommend standing up next to your painting, not sitting down, and kind of holding the brush farther at the end of the handle. And just try not to think about it. Just move your brush in different ways, and you can go left to right, right to left, just move it all around and you can get some really bold brush strokes. So the movement is really captured in these brush strokes. You can see how I was holding the brush and moving it around. If you want to put paint down the same way and they just go in the same spot back and forth, you can do that on parts of your painting just to have resting space, but there's no emotion in that. If you want to really say something, then you got to put energy into it and stand up while painting. Palette knives are also a great way if you want to have some nice texture. You got to have a lot of paint on your palette knife, but you can create really beautiful marks and texture with the palette knife. And palette knife really works best with opaque colors. So I'm just gonna go over this wet spot and see. That's kind of cool. Same thing with the palette knife. If you just turn it, you can get some very emotional brush strokes. Just pay attention to your whole energy while you're putting down the paint on your canvas. If you're sitting down, or even standing up too, but let's say you're just like close to the canvas and you're being really strategic and careful about how you put in your brush stroke, that's going to definitely translate the same energy when people look at the piece. They're going to see that you were careful, that you were intentional, and it'll have like a more peaceful feeling. And then if you're just throwing paint on there, or really just going for it, going really fast, moving your whole body, that energy is also captured in the painting. Whatever like your body is doing while painting, whatever energy you're feeling, it's definitely translated into your brush strokes. So that's the really cool thing about painting. You don't have to think about it, it's just gonna happen naturally. But if you want to have that energy or strong emotion, then you have to get more energetic yourself. And I know a lot of people love to sit while painting. I know I do, it's very comfortable. But if you wanna have some energetic, wild spots, then you gotta stand up and use your whole body, use your whole arm, and then you'll have some really strong emotions in your painting. So I hope that this video was really inspiring and that you're just inspired to go and paint and create really emotional, beautiful brush strokes on your paintings. And I can't wait to see what you create.